Bon dia.
Good morning. Welcome all. Today we are presenting a new global sponsorship, a global partner agreement with a new global partner. This alliance shows once again the strength of Barça and its willingness to join benchmark brands in their respective sectors. Here in the presentation table are the President of Football Club Barcelona, Mr. Josep Maria Bartomeu. Next to him, Vice President for Economic Affairs, Mr. Xavier Faus. In addition to Mustafa Koç, President of Koç Holding, and Levent Çakiroglu, President of Koç Holding Durable Goods Group.
Hoş geldiniz. Pren la paraula en...
Next, the floor will be taken by President Josep Maria Bartomeu, but first we would like to welcome
all our Turkish friends who right now are watching us via our website streaming. Ara sí, el president del Futbol Club Barcelona.
So now I'd like to give the floor to President of FC Barcelona, Josep Maria Bartomeu. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being here. Today we are welcoming two friends from Turkey, a country that we know loves Barcelona. Mr. Koç, Mr. Çakiroglu, we hope that you enjoy our city and that you feel like home. For our club, for Football Club Barcelona, it is an honor to announce today the agreement we have reached with Arçelik Group to incorporate as a global partner their star brand, Beko, a home appliances brand leader in Europe. Later, Vice President Xavier Faus will give the details of this strategic alliance. As I was saying, it is an honor for FC Barcelona for you to belong to our Blaugrana family. Thank you.
Barcelona is proud that you are part of our family from now on.
I would also like to say that Beko is a brand that is committed to sport, especially for basketball. And now it's committed to Barça, a strong commitment that is being made towards our club. We are therefore starting a new path together, which we are sure that will afford us great satisfaction and success, based on the joint values we share of willingness, ambition, work, teamwork, team spirit, innovation, vocation, and passion. As you know, we want to be close to people, and Barça and Beko will be working hand in hand to be better and improve every day, and especially to be able to satisfy our fans. We share the same goals, and together I'm sure it will be easier to achieve all our goals. So from this moment on, we'll go hand in hand, growing together. I am especially satisfied for this alliance with Beko and Arçelik Group and with the Koç Holding, because it comes to strengthen our image as a club worldwide. And as I said at the beginning, we know that in Turkey, who love Barça, where people love Barça and admire Barça, where we have more than 11 million fans, many for whom we are their favorite club. So this is one more thing in favor of this agreement. And these fans we have in Turkey are loyal. They recognize our singularity, which we value. We always say we're more than a club. They understand that perfectly. For this reason, it is so important for Barça to have sporting success, to continue fighting in the future. Thank you very much, and now I would like to give the floor, I think, to Mr. Koç. Yes, thank you, President. As Josep Maria Bartomeu just said, now we will give the floor to President of Koç Holding, the conglomerate of companies Beko belongs to, Mr. Mustafa Koç. Good morning, and thank you very much.
First of all, to our hosts again at Barcelona Football Club for looking after us so well, and then to all the members of the press who are present here today. It gives me the utmost pleasure to be part of such a significant moment which brings together two world-renowned brands Beko and FC Barcelona within one partnership. You may well know that the Koç Group is the largest holding company in Turkey with leading positions in automotive, energy, finance and household appliance. Within the Koç Group's large business portfolio, Beko is the crown jewel of the group and certainly a love brand for many. Its expansion into global markets has been a success story. The international recognition and awards Beko wins for its innovative products and its state-of-the-art technology makes us proud and very much honored. This global success has brought us here today to the historic Camp Nou, home to one of the world's most supported football clubs. I'm also personally interested in various branches of sports, and this partnership also excites me as a dedicated football fan. Today is the start of what I'm sure will be a long and mutually rewarding relationship between Beko and FC Barcelona, because both brands have so many shared values, inspirations, and common beliefs. Like Beko, Barcelona has a proud and time-honored history in making a difference in people's lives by constantly striving to improve standards and set new ground. Like Barcelona, whose motto is Maison Basquion Club, more than a club, Beko always strives to be more and to do more. Like you, Barcelona, Beko connects with people, passions to make changes for the better. So today brings together one of the world's fastest growing global brands with one of the world's most loved and supported football club. I know that hand in hand, Beko and Barcelona will achieve great things over the coming years. Thank you. Muchas gracias.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Koch. To get to know further details of this sponsorship agreement, we will now give the floor to the Vice President of the Economic Area, Mr. Xavier Faus. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and good morning. Good night, Mr. Koch. Thank you for being with us today.
Now I would like to give you some details regarding this agreement, or this sponsorship agreement with Beko. Before, however, allow me to mention briefly the strategic plan of FC Barcelona. FC Barcelona approved a strategic plan, as you are well aware. Those of you here following the day-to-day news of this club will know that 2 years ago a strategic plan was approved, a plan which incorporated the internationalization of sponsorship, the internationalization of marketing of the club, with 3 or 4 very specified areas. United States, Middle East and Asia were strategic areas for us. We have already attained that goal, but we also have had 3 countries that were very important for us: Brazil and Russia, where we will start working strongly as of this autumn, and especially Turkey. As the President just said, Turkey is a country friend of Barça, a country that had been working with Barça for many years. We remember the relationship we had with Turkish Airlines. We also have another company called Abea, and we decided that Turkey would be a priority for us. However, we could not associate with any brand. We wanted a global brand, a brand sharing the same values of globality and excellence that Barça has, as Mr. Bartomeu just said. And we found it with this industrial conglomerate of companies called Koç Group and Beko. It is a pleasure for us to be able to announce today this partnership. This will be the 3rd most important sponsor for FC Barcelona, following Nike and Qatar Airways. And therefore, it deserves all of the importance, all of the significance we are giving to this agreement. This agreement has been worked on for 1 year. The club is continuing to work along its strategic plan, and today is a summary of a very good year's work by the sales management and the Director General of the club, to whom I would like to publicly thank for their efforts in this regard. This is a 4-year agreement. It will start next season on 1 July, so it will start in the 2014-2015 season. It's a 4-year agreement, and it's included within the premium partner category, just below Nike and Qatar Airways. and it includes the category of home appliances. Using the English terminology we use, it's FCB Official Home Appliance and FCB Home Appliance Partner. Probably the most important part behind this agreement is that it includes the logo within the T-shirt sleeve. So for the very first time after TV3, Barça has decided to incorporate, as part of the T-shirt, the logo on the sleeve. It also incorporates the logo on the back of the training T-shirt, and it will also incorporate the logo Beko in the training T-shirt, in the Avant Match T-shirt, as it is called. It is also relevant to highlight, because after what was spoken regarding Qatar Airways sponsorship for many years, that this is not all. These kinds of agreements, so important, so premium, like these, incorporate more than 20 commercial rights that are granted to the sales company, including, for instance, and tickets for matches, tickets for the museum, presence in the museum, in the totems of the stadium, in the other teams and the home teams, changing rooms, a shooting session and photography session with the football teams, a digital panel, hospitality rights, merchandising rights, so on and so forth. I think this is absolutely standard in all agreements, and we only want to point this out because, as has happened other times, we should mention that this is not only an agreement focusing on the sleeve of the T-shirt, because some partners, some fans can see Beko, Qatar Airways and Nike or La Caixa in many other places around our facilities and in the pitch or stadium. This is the agreement. The figures are confidential, owing to strict confidentiality reasons, which we respect and abide by. But I can say it is a first partner. We are really satisfied following 1 year's work. Then any other questions you may have regarding the details of the agreement, I would be more than happy to respond to it. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Faust. Now we will give the floor to the President of Koch Holding, of the Deliverables Group,
Groups, and Arçelik CEO, Mr. Leven Çakiroglu. Please, it's your turn.
Good afternoon. Bon dia. Thank you to our hosts at FC Barcelona for making us feel so welcome today as part of their family. It's great to be here in such an inspiring stadium. And thanks to so many members of the press for joining us today to share our news. We have gathered here to announce a collaboration which immensely thrills us: the signing of a sponsorship agreement with one of the world's most loved and respected sporting institutions. We are an organization built on our people and whose success has been driven by our constant desire to innovate and to make people change for the better, living all around the world. This approach has helped us grow today to be one of the leading home appliances company in the world, with 25,000 employees worldwide, 10 brands, and 14 production sites in Russia, China, South Africa, Romania, and Turkey. We are active on 6 continents, including Europe, the Americas, Africa, Asia, and Australasia, and our products are used by customers in more than 130 countries. Over the past 5 years, Beko has gained more market share than any other competitor brand in Europe. Beko is the second largest white goods brand on the continent. Beko is inspired by the people. This inspiration has helped us grow into a global company. It continues to shape our vision, set our course, and help us navigate to our goals. While Beko is growing, we have always been determined to give something back to the communities. We also believe in the rejuvenating power of sport to improve lives and support future generations. Therefore, we have been actively supporting sport in different branches, including basketball and football. We are proud to be undertaking such an important partnership today. Our partnership with FC Barcelona is a very significant step for us for a variety of reasons. Such exposure and visibility will connect Beko and FC Barcelona, two great brands with shared beliefs in the power of sport to make a difference. Furthermore, we are very happy to use this historic moment to share our new logo for the first time with you all. Our new logo is also first part of a fabulous new chapter of Beko's story, built on our belief that Beko can drive change for the better. No matter where our success stories begin, each and every one of them starts with our inspiration to keep on changing for the better. And the reason that we are always trying for the better is people. Their actions, their enthusiasms, their spirit are, in truth, what has been inspiring us today, as in yesterday, for more than 60 years. Beko has always been motivated to make change for the better by that spirit. This new logo represents the dynamic and always innovating spirit of the brand. I am delighted to be sharing it with you here today in such a famous and inspirational surroundings. Like FC Barcelona, Beko has a proud and long-standing legacy in making difference to people's lives. By constantly improving standards and breaking new ground, Beko has won success around the world. And later in the year, I am sure you will hear more about our Change for the Better program, part of which we will bring to life with Barcelona. Finally, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to everyone in the FC Barcelona, in particular to Mr. Bartomeu, Mr. Faust, and Mr. Rosic for their support and hospitality. Moltes gracias.
Gracias. Gracias, thank you.
Thank you.
Chakirolu. Welcome both to our FC Barcelona family. Ara veurem un vídeo sobre...
Next, we will see a video about the new FC Barcelona partner.
This is Judith. Judith reintroduces bees into the urban environment. She keeps them on the roofs of buildings, at small remote parking lots, and in backyards. Bees are vital for the ecosystem because they pollinate a third of everything we eat. Their honeycombs also offer a healthy and sustainable source of locally produced food. This is Tom. Tom's project works with socially disadvantaged youth to help them build confidence and discover their creative potential. Using handicraft skills, they prove that it's possible to create objects from alternate materials. Together, they build unique home furniture from used pallets. The world around us is constantly changing, and it's the people who are changing it. These people are our inspiration. Here at Beko, we make change happen. Following the Smart Generation's principles, we bring smart solutions to the smart generation. Our 25,000 employees are continually working on new solutions that achieve outstanding product quality. We develop groundbreaking technologies and achieve best-in-class results in many different categories of home appliances. And our efforts are appreciated by various independent testing and certification institutes. We love designing our products, and we work closely with talented designers to set new standards in product design. With 14 factories on 3 continents, Beko is a proud member of the BSCI and also the first home appliances manufacturer to receive an energy efficiency certificate. Our customers trust in the fastest growing brand in Europe. Beko. Inspired by the smart generation, we're finding solutions for a better world.
And now we will close the presentation act and before the Q&A session making a photograph with the FC Barcelona t-shirt. Thank you. Now we can open up the Q&A session.
Miriam Nadal
from Barça TV. 2 questions. The first one for Mr. Koch. Why have you chosen Barça and not another team? And I imagine that the 11,000 fans in Turkey will be very satisfied of this agreement. Millions.
There is a big difference between 11,000 and 11,000.
Yes, it is.
First of all, Turkish people have a special affinity for Barcelona, and it's one of the most successful and known football clubs in the world. And Beko is also a world brand. That's why we thought this togethership will be a win-win situation. That's why.
And for the
president of Barça, or Mr. Schaus, agreements like this show that Barça is in a good international position. And as part of the strategic plan that Mr. Faust mentioned, how do you value how this global positioning is working for FC Barcelona? Well, Mr. Faust said so earlier. We made a strategic plan a few years ago, a plan we're trying to follow. We're trying to follow as much as possible, and it's working pretty well. We're really satisfied. Obviously, there's a team of people working on this. There's a whole team working on this, and we have an office devoted to it, an office that opened in Hong Kong. This is the project that makes Barça be present worldwide. That's our goal. We're a global club. We're a very recognized brand. Now we're talking about the 11 million followers in Turkey, but we must not forget that in the world we have more than 300 million, 130 million fans in the social media. So as a brand, that is why Barça is so appreciated by many companies like the Koch Group and the Beko brand. But we're also working with other companies and other areas. And as Mr. Faust just said, there are other markets we want to focus on, such as Brazil, Russia, part of Asia, Indonesia. There are many places around the world where people want the presence of Barça, and we're working in this regard. That's why we will continue working on this strategic plan, and we are satisfied how it's worked out so far. We are fulfilling the commitment we acquired as part of this work group, and I hope that we continue working along this line. We've still got 2 years ahead for our term, but the effort is there and the work team is really good. Sergi Soler, Mundo Deportivo. For a question for Vice President Faust or the President. I understand that the sponsorship is only for League and Cup games, not including Champions League, right? Yes, because you know that for the Champions League, we've got fair play, and exactly as you just said. And you also said that you are committed to basketball. The Beko is committed to basketball. Would you open the door so that Beko would include their logo in the T-shirt of the basketball team? Are there negotiations underway to find a global partner for the sections? Well, the agreement with Beko is only for the sleeve on the T-shirt and the assets I mentioned. We haven't discussed about basketball, but Beko is a company, as you have been able to see, which is truly committed to sport. Actually, they already sponsor basketball teams and basketball competitions. A company like this, which is committed to sport, like we want to do, with the union of both, it's positive. But right now, we just focus on the sleeve of the T-shirt. We'll see what happens in the future. Right now, we are very satisfied with this agreement, and I'm sure they are really happy with this agreement too. A question for the President and another one for Mr. Josep Faust from La Sexta. Receiving an important financial fund, you're already talking about the third official partner. This is probably not an excuse to have enough funds to sign a mega crack such as Luis Suárez. Would this be a good excuse? Well, crack is Beko. That's the good player, Beko. It's a great player, a great sponsor, and we're really happy with Beko. But I'm sure you would be really happy to sign Luis Suárez. Well, but what we do have is a sporting project for the next season. We're working on it right now, regardless of this agreement with Beko. The sporting project will continue. And as Mr. Faust said, we started talking with this company for over a year, so this is something independent. On Wednesday, there will be a press conference. We will talk about the end of the season, what the situation has been like, and we will talk about the future. Then we will have time to talk about these issues, about the future and sporting issues. I think it's Wednesday in 12. And a question for the Vice President. At this time of the year, you already start talking about the next season, the financials, and you say that this will entail an increase in funds. Does Barça have enough funds to do what you have always said, to accept the suggestions of the managers to make great investments, great signs such as the one that Neymar entailed last year? Well, first we'll close this year. This year will be finishing today on 30 June. So let's finish the year today first. Let's audit the accounts first. You know that it's been a flagship for this board to not give the accounts until they're audited. So the president a few weeks ago showed a result, but we need this result to be confirmed by the auditor. This will be on 20 July when we'll have the snapshot of this year, and then we will be able to analyze what's the financial situation of the FC Barcelona for next season. As the president just said, I would wait a few days, a few weeks to see what the financial position of FC Barcelona will be to address future signings. Hi, President from Buit TV. When it comes to looking for sponsors, the fact of doing a year without any titles and the Neymar affair, does it include wear and tear to the club? Are you finding it difficult to reach new agreements owing to this? No, because the Barça brand is a very strong brand, a brand that has been built for many years. And the fact that the football team wins or does not win titles, obviously that helps. But the strength of this brand is unrelated to sporting successes. Barça is present in many fields, also in sport. But as a brand, we have already seen so in recent years. And I said so earlier, with these fans we have around the world, we have followers in social media. We're #1 worldwide. And we have great players, obviously, that give a good image of this club. That also helps. But in this case, I would say that we are really satisfied that the club has a spectacular future ahead and the image of the brand is improving day by day. And the things that have happened in this last year, which are extra sporting issues, we discussed this with Mr. Koch and with the people from Beko. Barça is above and beyond these problems that will be solved. The Barça brand is above all these issues and it has significant strength. Hi, good morning. David Ibañ from Telecinco. Two questions. One for Mr. Koch from Beko. Do you have any player who you like particularly that Barça could sign to wear this T-shirt with the Beko brand? Do you like Luis Suarez or any other player you would like Barcelona signing this year?
Well, I don't think I'm in the position to give any comments about that, but so far when you look what kind of transfers they made in the past, I think they're on the right path.
And for the President, after the World Cup, have you enjoyed it? What team are you happy with? What player are you specifically satisfied with? Yes, of course I'm following the World Cup. It's been a very interesting World Cup. All the games, all the last 16 games have been played with at a tie. I'm not going to say who I like the most. I just like my players to win. Unfortunately, Chile was eliminated from the World Cup, but one has to win. Obviously, all managers, all Barça managers and all fans would like their players with their respective national teams to reach the final. But Spain, well, the situation in Spain wasn't all that good. What I would say is that I've read some criticism. I'll just touch a break there because some players have been criticized, but I think our players have made a great World Cup and we have to thank them for their commitment in the past with the national squad and what they've done in this World Cup. So we congratulate them despite being eliminated from the World Cup. A couple of questions from Diario Sport. One from Mr. Faust. I understand, according to what you just said, that until the accounts have closed, we will not know what investment can be made in the signings for next year. Yes, the accounts are being closed today. What I cannot do is advance information about the accounts because, as I have just said, we have an image which is close to what the situation will be because today is the last day of the financial year, today, 30 June, and tomorrow we'll start the next year. But until the accounts are not audited 100%, which will be on July the 15th or the 20th, we won't have the final results. Right now, we're closing the year and we're working on the audit and we will know how much we owe, we will know the debt and the credit, and you know that it's a flagship for this board to reduce debt because we inherited a very high debt, a debt that this club could not maintain, 430 million euros. And the strategic plan, at the same time as we are complying with the sponsorship goals and the internationalization of the club, we need to meet the goals in terms of debt reduction. How much money will Barça have to invest this year? Well, we'll decide on this in the coming weeks, depending on how these parameters of strategic plans are. So the sporting planning will depend on the financial aspects? No, not entirely. But we cannot give any figures, obviously. We always try not to give out figures to allow you or not to interact with other clubs. And I think there are 6 or 7 brands, depending on the competition. I don't know whether you are considering the possibility that there would be more, or do you think there are a lot, too many areas, too many sections? 7 brands on the T-shirt, you said? UNICEF, Intel, TV3, Beko, not TV3. Beko is replacing TV3 in league games. No, everywhere. I didn't calculate that right. Beko is replacing TV3, basically. They're replacing TV3 in the T-shirt sleeve, and it's not something we're adding, it's a replacement. But with the incorporation of Beko instead of TV3, we consider the brands on the T-shirt as closed, 5 as a total. So a couple of questions for the President. We were not able to know the figures of the agreement because of the confidentiality clause, but I would like to know whether you would have liked to explain this and why it cannot be told. And if so, if we cannot know the figures, do you consider the figures to entail a very important agreement? Just to have an idea of the dimension given to this agreement. As Mr. Faust said earlier, this is a premium agreement. It's a great agreement for the club. It's an agreement in which Beko will be just below the big sponsors, Nike and Qatar Airways, and this can give you an idea of the dimension of this agreement as well as an indication of the financials of this agreement, but I can't give you the exact figures, I'm afraid. And when asked about the cases of Neymar, whether they had influenced or not, about the image of the players, that these facilitate things, hypothetically, would Luis Suarez fit in this category of Barça player? Because would a player like this fit in Barça? Barça has great players, well known by all. Obviously, Beko values these great players. I wasn't saying by the name, I was saying by the image. We can't talk today about these issues, about players. Let's discuss this on Wednesday, all right?
One more comment I would like to make about the figure that we cannot disclose. You can be sure that it's a very, very attractive agreement for both sides.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you.
And a question for the President of Mr. Faust. You are not giving a figure for this confidentiality agreement, and you have not been given the figures for the last signings. Is this a policy, a financial policy, a communication policy, or does it have to do with what happened last year with Neymar? You can come on Wednesday, and you can ask that question on Wednesday. I'll answer on Wednesday. I think it's best to discuss this in a field where a global description or reason will be given for the 2013-2014 season. I think it's a question that should be posed then. But this, we can't disclose information because it's part of a clause. There's a confidentiality clause that prevents us from disclosing this, a clause that has been imposed by the other party, more or less. We would be talking about more than 15 million, similar to the sponsorship of Intel, with another similar commercial actions. I can't say more than what we have said. It's a premium agreement. It's just below Qatar Airways and Nike, and it's an agreement which, like the President said, it's very appealing, very attractive for both parties. You can interpret this as you want. Hi. For Mr. Faust, Mario Robert from La Porteria. Although you don't want to talk about figures and signings for next season, I would like to ask you whether Barça is financially ready to attempt to sign 2 top players and not just one this summer. Fortunately, Barça for the last 3 years have been earning money, something that did not happen a few years back. We're earning money, we've got a positive EBITDA. Fortunately, throughout the last 3 years, we've reduced the debt significantly. We will continue to reduce debt this year, this season. So, as of this day, Barça is in a stronger financial position than it was 3 years ago. So Barça today could consider any sporting challenges that the technical secretariat and our trainer, our manager, and the sporting vice presidency and the president call for. So today we are financially stronger than 3 years ago and 4 years ago. Thank you all. Now the graphic media can gain access to the pitch where the pictures will be taken. Thank you for being here. Thank you.